I remember it like it was yesterday. I had just moved into a new house in the countryside. It was an old, creaky place with a lot of history. The first night I spent there, I heard strange noises coming from the attic. At first, I brushed it off as the house settling, but the sounds grew louder and more persistent. One night, as I lay in bed, I heard footsteps coming from the attic. I was frozen with fear, unable to move or even breathe. The footsteps seemed to be getting closer and closer until they were right above my room. Then, suddenly, they stopped. I mustered up the courage to investigate, so I grabbed a flashlight and slowly made my way up to the attic. As I reached the top of the stairs, the air grew colder and a feeling of dread washed over me. I shone my light around the dusty space, and that's when I saw her, a young girl standing in the corner, her eyes empty and hollow. I stumbled back in shock, but when I looked again, she was gone. I ran out of the attic and locked the door behind me, but I couldn't shake the feeling that she was still there, watching me. From that night on, strange things started happening in the house. Objects would move on their own, and I would hear whispering voices when no one else was around. I felt like I was being watched at all times, and the feeling of dread never left me. I tried to ignore it, but one day I found an old diary hidden in a secret compartment in the attic. As I read through its pages, I learned the horrifying truth. The young girl I had seen was a victim of a terrible tragedy that had occurred in the house many years ago. I knew then that I had to leave the house. I packed my things and never looked back. But to this day, I can't shake the feeling that something followed me out of that house. Something dark and malevolent.